Hello and welcome. I'm author Kevin J.N. Hughes, and today I want to tell you the story of the haunted house that I grew up in. Actually, the haunted house that I lived in when we first moved from Chicago. So, a little bit of backstory. You can probably tell by my kind of funny voice that I'm originally from Chicago. Uh, and the thing is, though, is that we moved from Chicago when I was pretty young. I do have a couple memories from Chicago, but the most vivid is the day we were leaving. I looked out the train window. We took a train from Chicago, and I looked out the train window and I saw a Coca-Cola sign. I don't know why that's the big thing that I remember. I must have really loved Coca-Cola, still do. Um, uh, Coca-Cola, if you're listening, please sponsor me. No, I'm just kidding. I do love Coca-Cola though. So I was pretty young when we moved from Chicago. And when we first moved here, we actually lived in an apartment complex. I don't have any memories really of the apartment complex except that there was a little boy that I used to play with who lived in an adjacent apartment. And we dressed up for Halloween. I dressed up, I think, as like a Power Rangers thing or something, and he dressed up, and we went to a Halloween party together. I don't really remember it very well, but my mom has pictures of it that she likes to show. So then we moved into a house on 90th here in Vancouver. It was on a cul-de-sac. And I really loved that house. To be honest, it had a beautiful backyard that kind of abutted to this uh, luscious, very well forested area that I used to like to go out and play in. We called it the green space, and I think other people in that neighborhood also called it that, the green space. Um, we called it that because nobody actually owned it. It was just this kind of unincorporated territory there in Vancouver. So I used to love to, there was a little stream that ran through it. And I used to love to go out there. I could be out there for hours and hours. There was fruit trees, there was grapes and plums out there, and then we had a cherry tree in our backyard. So I used to climb up and eat cherries all the time. So especially during the summertime, I had it made in the shade. I would be climbing in trees, eating cherries and plums and pears all day, and then on my way home, I would collect a cluster of grapes and come home. The grapes weren't that good though, but free grapes in the middle of the screen space, awesome. Uh, so I used to do this all the time. And then and my mom has a story that she loves to tell where I was out in the green space and just all of a sudden the sun was peeking through the trees or whatever, and I lifted up my arms and I said in excelsis Deo, and she thought it was the cutest thing. I was a little kid, and I was singing In Excelsis Deo. I didn't know what it meant, but I just knew that it was a spiritual song, and I sang it to praise God, I guess, in this little green space with this creek. But the thing I really remember about the house is that we had this poster that was a parrot and it was in the window. So if you walked or drove by the house, you would see this big window with a massive parrot. And that would have been kind of the distinct that was kind of how like we told pizza delivery guys um to find our house. It's like turn on 90th, we're the house with the big bird. So that was the house, and that's kind of the backstory. Tomorrow I will set in on the meat, the ghost story.